appreciate it. And I don't know what I'm doing, so know when I am about to post. Thank you, Rosanna. All right, cool. We all good when it ends. Teamwork makes the dream work. I appreciate it. And I'm excited to talk with Billy. Billy has been my hairstylist for several years. Oof, 4 maybe? Something like that. And he has been fantastic. And the reason I have curls is because of him. He really could see that there was potential, and he knew that I was dealing with hair that was getting thin. And so it's been about a year since I've had curly hair. So thank you to Billy. So let's hope that he joins on soon. And I'm glad to see you all here. I have a bunch of your questions. Some of you sent them to me in DMs. Some of you emailed me. Some of you gave them to me in the Wardrobe Oxygen community on Facebook, commented on the posts. So I've taken them all, put them in my laptop, got them at the ready, but we'll be looking through the questions here as well. I figure it'll probably be, I'd love to say that we'll be on for half an hour, but there is a very good chance that we will be on here longer, because I know this is a topic that many of you have been curious about, which is how to take care of your hair while you are at home, which is what we're all doing. We're all sheltering in place. So let me send a real quick email to make sure Billy is getting ready. I know he'll be with us in just a second. And look at all of you on here. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. I'm excited. I wore color. I was wearing black and white earlier, and I was like, I can't go on camera in black and white. Gotta put on some color. And I know you all want to know what I'm wearing. This is a top from Soma. It has the little knot. Ooh, the little knot on it. So I'll link to it later. I'll have it in my every week I'm sharing what I wore the week previously on the blog, a little blog post. And here he is. Hey, Billy. Bringing him on right now. This is so exciting.
Hi.
Oh, we look like Christmas here with our red and
I
green.
know, right? That's so funny.
Ooh.
Hi.
Hello. So good to see you. I am
It's
going
really
to...
good to see you. You look good.
Thank you. You've given me hair that functions through all of this. And you can see it's getting long, but
I know.
it's growing well. And that's because of you, so thank you.
Thank you. It looks really good right now.
Thank you.
It's so healthy and bouncy.
I know, right? This is second day hair. I just spritzed it with water, and I added the Dad anti-humidity gel and let it air dry. That's
Oh, nice. If you want to take your hair, by the way, like tomorrow, if you don't want to wash it, put like 1 drop of conditioner into your water bottle.
I have the 1 drop of conditioner in my water bottle.
Okay.
You taught me that. So thank you.
My hair's still wet, and I did a little sparkly for you.
Love it. So,
right.
Billy, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody and tell us why I brought you on here and why you're so great.
Why I'm so great?
You are so great.
Well, thank you. Hi, I'm Billy Maloy. I'm a hairstylist. I've been doing hair for over 30 years. Originally from New York. I've trained all over the country. I've worked in all different types of salons. I've worked in, you know, black salons, black barbershop. I've done every texture of hair there is. Why I'm so great? That's funny. I think I've done, because I'm creative. Right. But I'm thinking, well, honestly, I've done, I've done like television, I've done theater, I've done movies hair, I've done, bridal hair. Like there's nothing I'm scared of, because I've worked in so many diverse kind of places that anything that comes at me, I'm like, have a seat. Let's get at it. I think, and because I actually care about hair. I'm trying to keep it healthy and work with your natural hair as much as possible. You know that.
I do. I know. Like, I didn't have any idea that my hair could do this. No idea. So you made it happen. And Billy also does my mom's hair, my best friend's hair. So many people. I know a lot of you have started going to see Billy because you wanted to get you asked me for your advice for my advice. Sorry, I'm tripping over my words. It's lunchtime.
No, it's okay. I
Um,
appreciate it so much too, by the way. But it's also been a wonderful journey to watch your hair go from, it was pretty hair, but it was soft and fine. And then now you have like voluminous, like envy-inducing hair.
I
You know what I
know.
mean? Like you have that hair that people see like, oh, I wish I had that kind of curl. And now you do. I went through the same thing. I used to dye my hair and cut it all the time, and I would dye it like an ashy like blonde, and I would put highlights in it so people thought the highlights were fake, right? And I would do my roots every 2 weeks because my hair grows. My hair grows really fast, and I had gray when I was like 17. So around 40, I decided, screw it. I'm just gonna be me, and that's when I stopped dyeing my hair. And now I get people asking me about my hair, like 10 times a day. If I walk down the street, especially in New York City, if I go to New York, I'm like, it's crazy how many people stop me about my hair.
You got gray hair?
Look who's
Well, a
talking.
lot of my followers and readers also want to be able to have great hair, especially as we're all sheltering in place and staying home and doing the right thing. So I sourced a bunch of questions that came from them, and I bet a lot of you are going to be asking questions as well. But let's go through some of these questions because they might be the questions that those of you who are on live might have as well.
And I have some
Yes.
tips and tricks too for later too.
Yes, definitely. Yes, Billy has some great tips and tricks for everybody's hair.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest questions people have right now are their bangs. I've gotten several of them saying my bangs are starting to get into my eyes. How do I trim my bangs at home, or how do I style my now growing out bangs so that I don't look like a mess, so I look professional on my Zoom call, that sort of thing.
As far as bangs are concerned, styling them is easy. You just literally remember we used to do this with your hair when it was longer. We would, if you take your round brush vertically and blow dry
Yep.
to the side, it'll literally fall to the side.
Yep.
So you have to blow dry it vertically, and always make sure your blow dryer is facing this way or down, never up, because it'll get frizzy. So you put it in like this way and this way with the blow dryer. So the brush is like this, and you're, like this and this, and you literally, whatever side you want to wear it to, and you do pull it straight out, wrap it around, and do it this way. That way, it'll literally just fall right over. Another trick is you pull your hair back like this, do a little bit of hairspray right on your hairline, and do this like 3 times till it's dry, right there, and it'll stay like that. It'll give it like
I
that
see.
kind of effect.
You get
You know what I
that
mean? That way it'll,
early 90s
right.
waterfall.
Right. Not that, not the claw, not the, right. We're not going for soap opera hair. We're going for, but it'll just keep it off your face. So it'll
Right.
look like it's blended into the rest of your layers, That's an easy one. But as far as cutting your bangs at home, what I want you to do is like, call me on this. Like, you can video chat on Instagram too. So you guys now have like all of Alison's, hi people, you have my information too. Video chat me and I will talk you through it. Just don't do it yourself, because a glass of wine and a pair of scissors and boredom you're going to have future resentment to yourself. It's not a good reason to cut your own hair. You're one drink away from a disaster.
I've had quite a few disasters with my cuticle scissors after a glass of wine. And I don't even keep my cuticle scissors in
Why
my
is it
bathroom
always the
anymore because
cuticle
I don't
scissors?
want the temptation.
Right. That's one of the things I said is like, do not have sharp objects in your bathroom. I mean, just for like common sense if you have kids, but at the same time, don't do it because literally you can call somebody like this and they can talk you through it. Alison, I could talk you through it. You know what I mean? It's not that hard to do. We could really do a good consultation
That
online.
might have to be
I've
our
been doing
next.
that for a lot of my clients.
That might have to be
You'll
our
be calling
next
me later
Instagram
alone.
live.
No, right, next Instagram live, you have like Betty Page bangs and everything. What happened?
I know. I'm sorry. I strayed.
You got me laughing.
All right, the next questions, that the big question that everybody has is the one that I have myself. Got these grays coming in, you can see a little bit of it, and especially some people's styles, it's more visible than others. And I know a lot of us are like, this is a great time to let the grays grow in, and others are like, nope. And many of us are on Zoom conference calls all day, and we have to have this level of polished professionalism. So what are your tips, Billy, when the grays are coming in?
So the first thing is, call your stylist. Your own personal stylist knows your hair, knows exactly your type and texture, and like I want you to call me if you're going to do it. If you want to go to the store and get something or order it online, I will talk you through it if we have to. But my first suggestion is no chemicals at home alone. You're not allowed. We're trained. You're not. That's like you just, I'm bored. I'm going to fix my car. No, don't do it. Just call one of us. Call your own personal stylist. Call me. Call Alison to call me. Anything you want to do. Call me on here, whatever. But there's a lot of options you have, especially if you have to be on camera. Right. I was just talking to one of the anchor women on all the affiliates for Fox because, about her hair. And there's a lot of those root sprays that is it L'Oreal has the root cover touch, I think.
Yes, that little
it's
turquoise can. Mm-hmm.
Love that. Right. Eva Longoria does the ads for it. Yes. Right. Now that is a really light one. So if you want to do just around your face for Zoom meetings or anything, do it.
And I there's also that. I did a campaign with them several years ago, and I was really impressed with it. It works very well. Definitely cover your head a little bit where you spray, but it washes off pretty easily but stays in the hair, and it can be a little bit sticky, so you can brush it if you want to get the style in, but the color stays. I love that stuff.
Yeah, they really hold on, and it's nice about that. I like that better than, because they have a lot of those hair mascaras. Mm-hmm. Those are great, but they're kind of, it's like mascara. It's goopy. You know what I mean? And you're putting that on. But if you're just, if you want to pull your hair back for a meeting and then you just want to do it around your face, do that. There's also hair makeup. It's actually a powder by Color Wow.
Yes,
that goes
that it goes on like
it goes on like a brush, like blush or mascara or whatever. But that stuff is nice. It doesn't have the same grip because that you have to put on and then you have to do a hairspray, almost like a setting spray, to get it to stay. But I'd say that the L'Oreal one, the turquoise one, that works really, really nicely. If you are really pressed to do your own color, or you think you're good at it, don't use permanent color. Use demi or semi, something that won't damage your hair. Because if you try to do henna at home, your hair might fall off if you already have pre-existing color. Because the minerals and everything are so big in the henna, all the natural minerals in there, they're so big that once they interact with the color grown out, it blasts it open and some of that hair will fall off, literally fall off. At the color
never did that before. I've never used henna.
Yeah, you don't want to. It's two different colors. It's two different complete products on the opposite end of the spectrum. You don't want to mix those two. If you want to go, even if you go to the Whole Foods or the Co-op, one of those things, Trader Joe's, and it says all natural, read the ingredients and stick to demi or semi. Just something that kind of blends it out for now. If you have to, I'm saying don't do it. And then some people, I've been saying just accept it. Accept you have great hair. If you don't mind, if you want to start transitioning to have all your natural hair, it's a great time to do it. But what I've been doing is cutting off the sleeves of some t-shirts and using them as a wide headband, right, just to cover it up. If I'm working out or something at home or doing cardio. But if you have to get online, do that and then pull it up in a pretty style, something. But I would definitely, my first suggestion is don't do it. But don't do any chemicals at home, straightening, color, anything. But get the root touch-up stuff. That really works nicely.
Okay, cool. I have some people who have short haircuts and they want some help because it's starting to, unlike us, the rest of us where it just kind of grows a little longer, might be a little shaggy. The short haircuts are the tough ones to maintain. Specifically, one woman shared that she has a short textured pixie and she has clippers with a number 3 guard to trim around the ears, but she needs her spouse to help with the back and the nape. any tips for that and for those who just have those short haircuts that are starting to look a little at this point?
A little rough around the edges, literally.
Yeah, you missed my visual where I was like this.
Oh, right, a little crazy. Sorry, I was putting down my drink and I didn't want to. I'm so with that is again, don't. A lot of times people, if you know how to do any kind of clipper stuff to your hair, you know there's guards. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, up to like 6 or 8, depending on the brand. But you want to go with the longer one, like 3 or 4, because you just want to clean it up. So you can do your sides and back. And then as far as blending it in the top, that's where I'm going to say do an online consult with your stylist so they can literally talk you through it. Because when it comes to blending, especially around like here, you know, it's going to be rough, you know. So if you want to put on like, you know, a 6 and do your whole head, you'll still have about that much hair on your head. Especially if you have a pixie, that's going to be fine. And just put a lot of product in it so it looks like how you normally wear it, you know. But I would definitely suggest talking to your stylist through it. But if your husband's in the back, don't go below a 3. Because that's when you start to see through the hair a little bit, and you see the scalp, especially for pixie cuts. You don't want to do that. You don't want it to make it look military. So start with the 3, 4, and then work your way up, because that just makes it a little easier. And always go against the grain when you're doing it, because if you do it with the grain, you're not going to get any hair. So do it against the. First off, take this whole section and clip it up with clips or bobby pins or headband, something, so you don't touch the hair. Because if this is all clean and this kind of hangs over it, it'll look cute anyway, you know what I mean, if you don't go too short. So don't do, I would even say a 4, honestly. Don't go below a 4 guard. And, you know, pick up the clip. If you feel like picking up the clippers, you have, like me, there's plenty of barbers and stylists online. Everybody has an Instagram. Call them and say, hey, can we do this live? You can Venmo them a tip for helping, you know. Just don't do it yourself.
That's something that I wanted to bring up, and I was going to bring it up at the end, but I think it's really important right now. A lot of us have our stylists that the only reason we feel confident, you know, is because of them, and they can't work right now. And a lot of them, most of them, don't have benefits. They definitely don't have PTO. They don't have that kind of thing that a lot of us who might work in corporate America do have. Reach out to them. Most of them have Venmo or, you know, buy a coffee, PayPal, some sort of way. And you could probably do a FaceTime or Zoom or Google Hangout consultation. And it's a way that you can help support them. And you know that you're getting great advice specifically for you from somebody who knows your head of hair really, really well.
Right. Right. We've been, a lot of us have been talking about that, you know, like what, we don't have PTO, we can't telework. We're so like, we have to touch people. There's no getting around it. So it's an interesting, odd time for a lot of us because we just don't have the support, you know. Some of us, even applying for unemployment, honestly, they're saying 1099s have to wait. All independent contractors have to wait right now. So a lot of my clients have been sending their, like, this is the tip for the haircut I would have gotten this month. Or for the service I would have gotten. They've been Venmoing me and Cash App, and it's just, it's so touching that people are thinking about me. I got 4 emails today from people saying, hey, I was just realizing my hair looks a mess. And then I thought about, well, what is Billy doing? You know, so people have been helping out with that a lot. And if you can call your own stylist or me, and you could do like a mini paid for consultation, that helps out so much right now.
Yes. And we'll have Billy's contact information at the end of this, and I will also share it on Instagram stories. So let's get back to some questions after a little ad moment.
Right. I see people saying stuff too.
Yes. We've had a couple questions that come in. Let's take one of the, oops. How did I do that?
Hi, workout room.
Don't take me anywhere.
We are so technically proficient and fabulous and professional.
All right, questions will show up here. Let's see. All right, so let's scroll through, see if we have any questions from you all. I've seen a few pop in. I've been clipping split ends and I see them. Is that okay? So no. I think that is a question a lot of people have had where they're like looking at their hair because you got a little extra time and you're seeing those split ends. What should we be doing
I
with our
mean,
sunsets?
and everybody, we're bored, right? So a lot of people are sitting in their houses and they're like, "Doo-doo-doo." What you're going to do is, because I don't do it. So you see, my hair looks pretty low. But you're going to like do this one, that one, that one. Because you're pulling it like this. When you let that hair down, it's going to be like this. Eventually, and then your ends are going to be really thin. The one thing, color, cuts, bang trims, straightening, anything you want to do, just remember, if you take it in your own hands, you're going to have to pay triple in 2 months when you come in and we have to fix it. So if you're cutting into this, if I pulled this up and was doing this, this, and this, when I put it down, I'm going to lose about that much hair to make it even when this whole thing is over.
So just let them be. Is there anything that we should do to like seal them or make them less likely to split even more?
Oribe has a great little product. It's not cheap, but it's called Split and Seal. And you put it on and it literally kind of pulls them down. What I did today is I took my regular conditioner and I took like a pinky nail size drop and I just put it in, leave it in. You know, I don't do any heat to my hair. And if you have wavy hair right now, let it be wavy. Let it find your natural texture and work with it. My first suggestion is always, Alison knows this, is leave a little bit of conditioner or a lot of conditioner in your hair and let it dry, because your hair, especially if it's like, once it's past your chin, none of this is getting any of your natural oils. So you can put a ton of like conditioner on there and it'll just drink it up. It won't look gross and it's not your scalp, so it won't look oily. It'll just like soak it up and it'll be really good for your hair. Try not to trim your own split ends out of boredom. It's not smart. Because you're gonna like, what's like coming in like, I didn't have layers. Well, why do I have layers here? I'm like, well.
Yeah. There's another question that came in. Favorite product for a dark, I know what your answer is going to be already. For a dark brunette to self-lighten in prep of other color.
So, okay. So what you're trying to do is lighten your own hair from a darker to a lighter to self-prep.
I can tell you right now, I've done all of those things in the past.
And what happened?
It took me years to grow that hair out. I've been blonde. I've been a weird shade of cantaloupe. I've been auburn because I tried to go blonde. I've been a little bit pink on the roots. I've been all that, and I tried all the natural ways, and I tried I think it's called Ultra Blue, and I've done it all.
So there are so many like hair removal, or color removal products out there. Don't do it. That's one of the things. When you do color correction like that, you got to realize your appointment starts at 3 hours in the salon. We are trained to do that, and we are still working hard to get it to look normal and healthy. If you want to lighten up your hair, I'm going to say take like all those deep conditioners, like the deep penetrating conditioners that come in the tub, any one of them, like a mask or Oribe has some really good ones. And put those in your hair, the Gold Lust, because that stuff is like, but that will slowly knock out color. So what I would say, slick your hair back in ponytail with that stuff, put a cap on, and leave it on all day. That little by little, that will.
She said she has super short hair, so she doesn't mind if it goes sideways.
Well, then wait. Just wait. It's going to go sideways. Hair color removal products. I don't recommend them. Not at home. I'm sorry. I gotta draw a line. I'm sure you're really lovely, but no. No. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's or go really short. If you're that short, go short. That's where my professional in me is like, don't do it. Like, no.
Well, you just spoke about hair masks, and one of the questions was, is there a way to make a DIY hair mask since we've got extra time? Could do a little pampering to our hair?
Weirdly, so if you have dry scalp, especially right now with, the weather's weird. It's not as warm as it normally is this time of year. And if you want to take some mayonnaise and put it on your scalp, it exfoliates your scalp. So you put a little mayonnaise on your scalp and like on dry hair and do that and like really like scratch it in and let it sit for at least 45 minutes an hour. It'll exfoliate your scalp for like a month or two. It's like a natural way to do it.
How do you
Some
get it
at
out
home,
afterwards? Do you wash
do
it
your
out? Do
regular
you...
shampoo and conditioner. Yeah, regular shampoo and conditioner. And then when you do that though, leave conditioner in your hair too. But your hair's going to feel a lot softer. You're going to notice a difference with that. And it's for your scalp, but it helps your hair too. Some DIY conditioning treatments, I would say that's a hard one because you can order so many things on Amazon or online that are good for your hair. Like I know a lot of vitamin E oil is really good for your hair and it, penetrates but not too much. So if you can get some vitamin E oil, like in the pills, and you just kind of cut them open and like get it through your hair, vitamin E oil is really good for your hair.
I've done almond oil on my hair. Is that okay?
Did you like it?
I did.
Did you like
I
it?
washed it out the next day, but like I put it all over me at night, and then I'm like,
I mean, I see stuff like that. I do that sometimes too with, like there's a oil sheen thing I use like on my elbow sometimes, and I'll just put that in my hair too. Anything with a natural oil, but it's a lot of oils, they just sit on top. They don't do a whole lot. But vitamin E oil is one thing because it's, nature. It absorbs a little bit better.
okay, cool. So somebody just asked a question about how to handle waves to curls, like tips for that. And, I've been going through that journey for the past year.
What have you learned, Allison? Because she used to blow out her hair really straight and with a wave in it, like soft waves. It was pretty. What have you learned?
My entryway into curly hair was leave-in conditioner in my hair. And it didn't have to be a leave-in conditioner. It was like whatever conditioner I was using. And at the time, it was for color-treated hair. Yes.
Let me say one thing. Remember I told you, leave-in conditioner is a misnomer. It's just watered down conditioner. If somebody says it's leave-in conditioner, just say, yeah, thanks. That you're trying to sell me, you're a snake oil salesman. It's literally your regular conditioner mixed with water on wet hair becomes leave-in conditioner.
Good to know. Well, I did conditioner, regular conditioner. I'd leave it in my hair and actually kind of like scrunch my hair. And instead of using a regular terry cloth towel, a microfiber towel, or a t-shirt, I just use old t-shirts and I actually wrap it around my head like a turban. And instead of like squeezing or rubbing my hair, that was like my entryway. And it was like able to use what I already had in my house already. That was like the biggest thing. That gave me a much smaller curl. Like I always say, it's kind of like Kenny G curls. That's what I'd have from it. But I find that using a gel on my hair, and those in the curly girl community all know about like creating a cast. And what it is if you put a lot of gel on your hair when it's wet, once it dries, you kind of scrunch it and it will I think you can still see that it'll have like little things in the air. It almost looks like dust particles because you're breaking the cast of the gel. And after you break it out, you end up having curls underneath. So that's the other thing that I've done.
And with Alison, I always taught, like, go underneath to separate the curls. Don't do it on the ends. Always do it from your scalp. Right, because look how full it gets, but the ends are still together. Yeah. So it doesn't get that frizzy look. So if you're trying to go from, like, blowing it out to wavy to curly, my suggestion is you shampoo your hair first in the shower with hopefully a silicone-free, paraben-free, sulfate-free shampoo. Something, even a co-wash, if you can find the conditioner and wash together. And then you put your conditioner in, you really either comb it through or really work it through, like scissor it through with your fingers, and then you leave it in. And then you go upside down, a lot of times, like, bang your head like a metalhead and scrunch so the hair lifts off your scalp. And then, like what Alison said, no more terry cloth towels, no more. Get like a jersey pillowcase or old t-shirt, and you can scrunch it, or you can just like tie it up a little bit if you want to, just softly though. You don't want to like tie it so that everything gets sucked to your head. And then you just start working with your natural curls. It's much easier than people realize.
And I can't think of any better time than now to try it out, because if you have a bad day, because you don't immediately wake up the next day with curls. This has taken a year for me to get to this point. This is a real, and I think probably the first 6 weeks was the hardest. So if you think you have some natural curl and you'd like to embrace it, take this as a great opportunity to try this science experiment and see if you can make it happen. So, and I have a lot of content on wardrobeoxygen.com. If you just look up curly hair, you're going to find my posts. I'm also going to have at least one post, if not more, from Billy on my blog coming up, where we're going to offer advice also, where we'll be sharing the art, the content, the products that we're mentioning here, so that you'll have it all there. So if you're furiously writing down now, we'll also have it for you there as well. Oh, we just got another.
Somebody just asked, yeah,
yes.
Somebody just said about using box color. Did you see that one?
Yes.
No.
For those of us
if
with
you're
colored
gonna
highlights, can we just use box color for like highlights as the color falls out? I also got one from somebody who is one of your clients asking, is lemon and sunshine natural
Jelly.
highlights?
I have no problems with lemon and sunshine. Just don't get sun in. Remember that stupid stuff? Don't use anything that has any type of peroxide, any chemicals in it. Lemon and go outside. That's fine. That's fine. Because you're not going to do it every day. And that literally is fine. But box color for highlights, no. I'd say in the meantime, just cover your roots with semi-permanent, just something soft, and have like an ombre look for a little while because it looks cute. When it comes to highlights and stuff, if you trust your stylist and you're close enough that they can call you and literally try to talk you through it as you're applying it, yes. But again, box color is, the molecules in American box color are so much bigger than the salon colors we use, because a lot of our colors come from Europe and different places, and the molecules are like a third of the size. So when you're putting that box color on, that's why it always looks a lot more matte, because it's over depositing. You know, so it looks matte and it doesn't have a lot of reflection to it. That's why when we do it, it's so much shinier and softer, because the molecules are smaller. It doesn't have it open up the hair so much to get the color inside of it. With the box colors, it's like it's like putting a hammer on it. You know, you're like, here, I'm gonna make it brown. You know, and so you're taking a chance, especially if you have highlights and you start doing box color over it. It might turn the hair gray or green where the highlights are.
The green. I've also gotten it's gone hot on my roots. So
hot
I
roots,
use the color that I think is my color, and then my roots have turned orange. So that was terrible.
I mean, we're all in the same position where we're home right now, you know. If you're on camera, like right now, I can't see Allison's roots, you know. Figure out ways to hide your roots, or just use that, you know, root touch.
Ring lights.
The ring light is heaven, right? Right, I'm not hiding roots, but I'm certainly hiding under eye bags, right? This ring light is heaven. But I'm gonna say, don't take your hair into your own hands that way, because it's just you're gonna have to pay so much more to have that lifted, especially with highlights and you put box color on. Do you know how much it takes so much to lift through box color? Your hair's gonna be so damaged by the time it's done. It's really not worth it. Just do a spray color. They have all different levels in colors. Like they have from blonde, light blonde to black. So there's like, you know, the color range is from 1 to 10, you know, so go with those first. Try those first, because it's, you know, this isn't going to last. It might go on for a while, but, you know, eventually I think we'll be able to like do one client at a time. We'll be able to, you know, and there'll be social distancing even at the end of this, I believe. So we'll be able to help you. If you're really that pressed, and I don't understand why, but if you're really that pressed to do color, like dye it at home, because, you know, for whatever reasons, if it makes you feel good, who cares? You know, call your stylist and do this. Do a conference call, so you can, like a Zoom call or here on, you know, Instagram, just so you could do it together.
I had a couple people, because they're like, well, hey, if I'm home, I can get creative, and thinking about things such as like overtone, you know, that conditioner, the color depositing conditioner. Have you experienced it, and does it work on darker hair color?
It works. The one thing with overtone is you're going to notice your hair feels a little dry afterwards, even though they say it's a conditioner. Your hair does feel a little dry. It comes off on a lot of stuff. Your pillow is going to be whatever color you chose. Your shirts are going to be whatever color you chose. It looks nice on the hair. I got to say, I don't mind it at all, but it's not the healthiest for your hair. It's not crazy damaging. So, I mean, that's an option, but, you know, if you get a highlighter, if I took a pink highlighter to my hair right now, it would take that for about a week. I would have a pink streak. Not that I'm recommending that, but if you want to have fun, just do one little piece, but like that.
What I did Arctic Fox, which is another one of these color depositing kind of natural type of things on my daughter, and she has like dirty blonde, light brown hair, and I just have to say that none of the pinks or purples showed up unless it was in the sunlight. So she had to actually bleach. We bleached the bottom part of her hair because then if it was terrible, we could cut it off, and we ended up cutting it off. But that's the only way we were able to get it working on her hair was to actually buy a bleach kit and do it.
Yeah.
So that's my
Like that stuff where like overtone will work amazing on my hair, but my hair's already silvery white. Dark hair, like I love how they show that on their ads that it's like it's your color and all of a sudden it's like vibrant purple, and I'm like, they had to lift the hair to get that color. It'll give a shadow of it. If your hair's light, you'll get a shadow of it. But they're not, I mean, it's fun to play with, but it's not, and it's not horribly damaging. But if you want that bright pink or purple, you're not going to get it unless you've already pre-lightened. You're right.
Cool. Good question just came in from Clara1. I have to cut my husband and son's hair. I'm so nervous. Any tips? I have an electric shaver and scissors, but no skills or confidence. And I've been there. I'd love to hear your advice.
This is one of those things, before you do it, call your stylist and literally have him talk you through it. That's my biggest advice, because it's easy to do this. And this is how we're living right now. Zoom is an amazing tool for these things. DMs in here are amazing tools for these things, because especially when you have the split screen, you can be like, like, don't do it. I don't know how, see, I have to know what the haircuts actually are. You know what I mean? To do like a real consultation with you, but I don't. But my first suggestion is don't try this at home alone without the guidance of your stylist in the room with you. Take your tablet or something else and set it up behind you so they can watch and tell you like no, or don't go too high. I mean, it's really kind of easy and fun, and that way you can also tip your stylist too.
Yeah, exactly. I know that I used to cut Carl's hair back when we were young adults, and it was terrible.
So 3 years ago.
He just ended up, I thought I was tapering the back. Next thing you know, he had his entire head buzzed because I could not get it even. So unless they want to have a all-over buzz from like a certain number clip guard on the clippers, call your stylist. Set up a FaceTime or a Google Hangout or something. Send them a payment through Venmo or PayPal. That is your best bet, and it's going to help support somebody who has been supporting you for so long with your hair.
Right. I've done 2 bang trims this week with clients through this, like this. So on Zoom. So I had to talk them through it. I just had one of my male clients reach out to me today, and he's like, what can we do? And I'm like, well, do you have clippers? Because you can call me. It might not be perfect, but you won't look bad on camera if you have to Zoom or do Zoom meetings.
Right. All right. We got a question. I'm a level 9 blonde and letting all my gray come in. The favorite way to hide the roots during the weird phase?
Again, the sprays. Right. Especially if you're level 9, that's pretty light. And if you have blonde already, and if it's coming in gray, like it probably mixes out better on you than it does most people. So I would say get the sprays, because the light ones are pretty light, and they really make it. They can just literally, if you just do your part and around your face, it just gets, you don't see the line of demarcation anymore.
And Julie asked, she likes the suggestion of leave-in conditioner in your hair, but I don't think you've ever done it. Will it feel weird? I know for me, you're going to have to get used to figuring out how much. I put a little dab, and then I put water in it, and that's what I leave in my hair, versus like taking conditioner and putting it straight in, because then otherwise I do feel a little slimy. But get used to it. Now is a great time because nobody's going to see you if you have a slimy hair day. But you get used to it, and your hair starts feeling soft, and I think your hair gets used to it too and seems more receptive to it versus it coating on the outside. It seems to kind of permeate through the hair. But yeah, very
Yeah,
little
I
bit, and
think
you can mix it with water.
if you have super fine hair, you don't need more than a nickel size to leave in your whole head. If you have thicker hair, like my hair, I would do like 50-cent piece. Like I would slather it in there, you know. And if this hair was curly, oh my God, I'd probably do more. Just because you got to remember, curly hair is shaped like this. So on every bend, all those little cuticles are lifting up. So if you bend anything, one side always pops up. So you're filling those back in so it doesn't look dry, and it'll just maintain your hair better. So when you think about that, depending on the thickness of your hair, you know, fine hair, just enough, thick hair, go to town. Because your hair is going to soak it up. You know, Allison's hair is really fine, but her hair soaks it up. And but look at it now. It's so shiny and bouncy. And like, that's the way you do it.
Thank you.
But it's true. You're a really good spokesperson for this as well. You know, but if you're at home and you haven't done it, you got to remember there's going to be a transition period where it feels really strange. But then you're going to feel, once your hair dries, you're like, wow, I don't feel conditioner in my hair, and my hair but my hair's shinier and healthier, and it looks more fun.
Yeah, and I've like shared on the blog and on here, like there's a highlight that says curly hair, and you can see that sometimes I have these like snaky, slimy looking waves stuck to my face. And at first I was like, this is horrible. But now I'm like, this is just a fact of life, because I have those slimy snakes, and then that's what I had 2 hours ago, and now I have this. So yeah.
Right. You got to remember, it's like there's an end goal here. It's a great time to try new things. It's a great time, but there's an end goal here to work with your natural waves, and you want to bring them out and enhance them as the best way possible, the healthiest way possible. Because you don't want to pick up a curling iron every day and style it like that, because, come on, that's a lot of work, and we have too much going on right now.
True. So Brandy asks, I think your answer is yes. If you want to cut like your son's hair, just a number 4 clipper all over the whole head.
Sure. Yeah, that'll be just a nice buzz cut, you know, and then you like, you know, if you want to do around the ears a little bit, you take the guard off it. Well, be careful with that. But like, you know, practice on like something else. You know, like take, I don't know, what if you have doll's hair, practice on creating a line without the guard, and then just do around the ear and like just like the neckline a little bit. But I would say a 4 is great for a kid. Easy. Your husband, if he has short hair, 4, you're good.
Good. Awesome. Let's see. What other questions? Oh, here's a good one, and I can relate to this. Not right now, but I have experience. When I get stressed, my hair falls out. I've used the Aveda products. I use Aveda products. I blow dry minimally. Any tips besides just keeping things hydrated and nutrition?
There are a lot of things you can do. My first thing is, it's a really simple thing, is have your significant other, if you don't have somebody, you do it. Take a little bit of oil or something, or conditioner, put it on your fingers, and you massage your scalp until you see pink. Because like water for plants, blood to the root of your hair is like water for that. It'll help it, you know, just massage like till it turns pink and really get that blood flow going, because that's part of it. Because, you know, through stress, you know, our blood flow gets weird, our blood pressure gets weird. That's an amazing thing to do. Just keep doing that as many times a week as you can. Like, you massage your scalp until you see pink. Get biotin. Biotin is one of the drugs that's in maternity drugs. Because not maternity, what's the word I'm looking for?
Prenatal vitamins.
Prenatal vitamins, and that's why everyone's hair looks amazing when they're pregnant and their skin and their nails grow really fast. Take 1 or 2 of those every morning, because don't take too many because you'll break out. But if you take 1 or 2 every morning for like 3 to 6 months, it'll help stimulate that growth back, and your hair will grow faster and healthier. Those 2 things alone will really help. But one of the first things you do is stimulate that scalp. That will really help stop what you have from falling out.
Fantastic. So does anyone else have any other questions from the audience? We've had people coming in and out. I think we covered some amazing stuff. We covered what to do with grays, how to bring the curl on, how to bring hydration to your hair. There was another question also about just my hair is like super dry right now, and I think a lot of people experience that, because I know my hair is emotional and it gets dry and weird when I'm stressed. Any suggestions on what to do if your hair is feeling very dry and stressed right now.
Yeah, that's funny because that's part of my do's and don'ts and tips and tricks, but I'll do that now. Don't wash your hair as often right now. I don't care if you're working out every day at home and your hair feels gross. Pull it back with conditioner and really slick it back and just let it get hydrated as often as possible. Oh, don't wash it every day or every other day. Wait 3 days, wait 4 days, you know, and then, you know, even if you want it, if you know you're going to wash it the next morning, slap down conditioner in it that night. Give yourself conditioning treatments as often as possible. And you can do it with your regular conditioner. It's going to penetrate the cuticle enough to have your hair feel and look a little bit better.
Great. So do you want to share your tips and tricks, Billy? I think they're great ones.
Oh my God. All right. So my first 3 tips, which are amazing. The first one I always tell people is get a water filter for your shower. So especially in the DMV area, the water here, when I moved here, I found out in the DC area that it's, the water is, it just felt, my hair and skin felt drier. I needed more conditioner and I needed more moisturizer. And I'm like, what is going on? I was in New York and I could drink the tap water. It tasted great. My hair felt great, you know, and I just couldn't figure out what was going on. And then finally I got a water filter for my shower and also my hair and skin felt so much better. So I get a water filter for your shower. You have a Brita thing on your kitchen sink. You have a Brita filter on your refrigerator. You have the Brita filter pitcher. You know, you got to remember to have that in the bathroom as well. Especially as it's about this long. It extends your shower about 3 inches, so it's not bad or anything, you know. And they're not expensive. And every 3-4 months, you change out the filter. But you'll notice a big difference. One of my clients, her husband came in, and he's like, he's in construction, and he's, you know, manly man, for lack of better words. He's very, he goes, you know, at first I didn't believe it, but her hair's like 40% shinier now. And I was like, see? He goes, I can't believe that really worked, you know. And he was like, and even my hands feel softer, like from lotion, than they did a month before. So that's my first thing is get a water. You can get them on Amazon. It's really easy to install. And I tell especially, I don't know what your water's like where you live or where everybody's watching from, but especially for now, it's a really good thing to have. The second thing is I always work with your stylist about what products to use. You know, a lot of times people think we're just pushing products at them to make a commission or whatever. I could care less about that because ask Alison, because not everything I push is in our salon. Like I'll be like, oh, go get this, go to Blue Mercury, go to like what Ulta, you know. But talk to your stylist about the actual products. Just because it's what you've been using since you were younger doesn't mean it's right for your hair. Yeah, a lot of people get caught up.
Just because you read about it in a Facebook group doesn't mean it's right for your hair.
Or Allure, or it doesn't mean it's right for your hair. You know, I'm saying, because I'm not even pushing, I'm telling you products I've used and that I know work, you know, but do your research. Talk to your stylist who knows your specific hair, you know, because we've tried different conditioners on Alison's hair, and like some of them were too heavy. Some of them, they're smoothing, which is great for her hair, but it was a little too rich, so it weighed her hair down. And we had to find the right balance. So it's also really, just because you're used to it doesn't mean it's right. You know, that's one of the things. Like, you really got to get good products, and just not, and please get away from what you were using when you were younger. Like, oh, my hair likes this. No, it doesn't. It's just used to it. And you should change out your products like at least once a year, just to, you know, change it up so your hair doesn't get too used to them. The last thing I always say is, do not try to cut and color your hair at home by yourself. You know, we're trained for years to help you guys. Please call us and do this, because we're more than happy to do it. We really want to do it right now. We love seeing everybody. I love my clients. Me and Alison laugh so hard when we're in the salon together, and that's how I am with Alison knows. And I'm being so appropriate on here because this is our life. But we talk very openly. We have a lot of fun. But we have a lot of fun. We're, you know, okay. But I want you to call your stylist, because we love seeing you guys and we love helping you. One of my greatest joys in my adult life is that my clients walking out feeling better about themselves when they walked in, you know. And, you know, people are like, oh, you do hair. And I'm like, right. Alison doesn't have to worry for 8 to 10 weeks about how she looks because of me. Like, she can focus on her kids, her job, her husband. She can focus on her life. So we love you guys coming to us for help. You know, we love you asking us for help. We love, you know, helping you. So, you know, that's why most of us got into this business, you know. So I always say that, you know. I do have some do's, right? So my top 3 do's at home: conditioning treatments, which we've gone over. You know, do a lot. Comb them back, have fun with it. The second thing is play with styles. Go on the YouTube channels. Watch if you do curl your hair like beach waves and you don't know how to do it. Because I've watched a lot of like news anchors lately. They're trying to do the beach waves and everything goes in the same direction. So this side goes this way and this side goes this way. Like because we do them away from the face on both sides, but they don't know how to turn their hands. You know, go on the YouTube channels. Play with styles. Learn how to braid your daughter's hair. Learn how to do a fishtail braid. Really, we have the time. Play. You know what I mean? Alison, have you been doing that with your daughter, playing with her hair at all? While you always do.
She won't let me. She's not that type. I'm happy when she lets me brush it.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But you get it. Like I'm saying, really take the time and like play with styles because you know a lot of people don't know how to do updos. I've been playing with my hair's like the past 3 days because I didn't wash my hair for 3 days. I washed it today. I've done so many different braid styles because I wanted to play with like what can I do? Like you know because you know I do a lot of on camera stuff and I do a lot of stuff like this. So I will, you know, play with your hair. It's a lot of fun. The last thing is, you know, right now we're going through a lot, right? Everybody's at home, you know, and if you're not on camera, put your hair up. Wear it back. Don't worry about it for a day. Just give yourself a break. You know, put a headband on. What I've been doing is cutting off the sleeves of T-shirts and using those headbands, like I said, and then putting it up just so it's literally out of my face. It's not something that concerns me whatsoever. I just put it up. And I enjoy myself, you know.
The 90s are back, and we all wore those Alice bands back in the 90s. So that's like
Alice. Exactly. I'm just saying, but give yourself a break for a day. Nobody cares. Like we're in a position where let it go for a day or 2. Wear it up and don't even worry about it. But when you wear it down, play with it. You know, don't wash it as often. Now, some of my don'ts are these are in cement. Don't try to color at all without speaking to a professional. Don't wash it every day. Don't have any scissors near your bathroom. You're 1 drink away from being single. Just don't do it. Those are my biggest don'ts right there. You know, but I can't stress enough how much to call your own stylist to do it. Like as much as you think you know how to do your own hair, we've been doing this for years. Most of us have master's degrees in this because we've taken classes. Alison knows I've taken classes all over the country, literally, all up and down the East Coast, West Coast. I mean, I've been everywhere taking classes. Because I wanted anybody who walked in the salon, I could say, sit down, I can take care of you, you know. But really, those are my important tips.
Well, Billy, this has been really informative and really fun. And I'd like you to share, how can people get in touch with you? How can they follow you? And if they really enjoy this and would like to support you, how can they support you at this time?
You are wonderful. Well, if you guys look at my page, I even put up my Venmo and information for this, but it's at Billy Maloy Hairstylist, BILLY MALOY Hairstylist on Instagram. And you can DM me, you can Venmo me. It's Billy Maloy, William Maloy, Billy Maloy on Venmo. If you want to do that. But also, if you want to reach out to me, I will do online consultations with you. I will love to do all that stuff. Alison, before you cut those bangs, I know you're going to call me. And
I will. I mean,
like you're not far, but they're still pretty good. They look. She knows how to style them off of her face, which is great. So just, you know, that's how you get hold of me, is that Billy Maloy, or Billy Maloy on Facebook too, because you can message me there. Or maloybilly@gmail is my email. It's my name backwards. So just email me your questions. And, you know, the best way to do it, though, is like this, is like a video conference. So if you want to find me on here, that's the best way to do it, so we can really reach out and see what you're doing.
Thank you so much. This was amazing. And thank you all for joining. This was so much fun. Love you all.
Thank you.
Love you, Billy. I'm going to try to figure out how to save this so that I can have it as an IGTV. I know.
There is a save, right?
Oops. Not